Hey guys, Pete here. This is going to be my Twin Peaks Season 3 Part 13 Top Moments video. It was a fun episode. Well, actually it started out fun, got a little dark, and then it got mysterious. If you haven't watched Part 13 yet, this is your spoiler warning. This will contain spoilers, thus the title. So the first top moment, big moment for me, was the conga line and the presentation of the gifts to Bushnell by Candy. And if you thought that Dale Cooper might be back to himself when you saw him conga-ing along, how do you even say that? Conga-ing along. There we go. If you thought he was back to himself, they were sure to throw in that little Dougie, you need to call your wife, and him parroting the word wife so that we know that he is exactly the same as he's been. Next big moment was Duncan Todd's reaction when Tony called him. I have mentioned before, I love this actor and the way he plays this guy, and pretty dire, I suppose. He told him he has one day to remedy the situation. We knew that since the Mitchums warmed up to Dougie after the $30 million check, that Tony Sinclair would be in charge of taking Dougie Cooper out, and Duncan Todd made sure to let him know he only had one day to do it. The next big moment was Naomi Watts and her depiction of Janie E. The reaction to the yard gym and the new car. I really enjoyed watching her face change during this scene. I thought it was really good. And of course, the very next moment, after she told them to put the gym in the back, was seeing Sonny Jim in what has to be the coolest gym in the neighborhood. The arch and the spotlight that seems to just go around constantly are definitely nice touches. The next big moment was we finally saw Evil Coop again, and my favorite part of his reintroduction was the guy saying to Ray, "You didn't kill him too good." If you don't remember, let me refresh your memory. Ray is upset when he sees Evil Coop and he tells the guy that he killed him, which leads to him saying, "You didn't kill him too good." The next big moment was the guys waiting upstairs for Coop to get up in the elevator. This looks like my kind of gang here. Lots of interesting characters. And of course, the next moment after that was the arm wrestling match. You had to wonder how it was going to go down, especially after he gave Evil Coop a shot to the back of the head on the way into the match. I mean, I don't think anybody thought Evil Coop would lose, and the way they built up the suspense was great in this scene, but no one could have guessed how it would actually play out. I mean, as he kept returning to starting position and he told him it was more comfortable, I mean, I was losing it. So of course he won the match, promptly killed the guy by punching him in the nose, and then he gets what he asked for, and that's Ray. After having everybody turn out their cell phones for him and ask him for some privacy, the next big moment was him shooting Ray in the foot when Ray tried to run. You really can't blame him for trying, but the accuracy and speed of the shot from Evil Coop, every time he does something like this, I'm like, what's going to happen when he runs into Dougie? And then I would think about, well, Dougie did fine against Ike the Spike, but this is a whole nother level, right? The next big moment was Ray pulling the Owl Cave ring out of his pocket. He says the guard gave it to him, one he had never seen before, so I'm not really sure about that. Evil Coop tells him to put it on his ring finger, and then proceeds to interrogate him about who wanted him to kill Evil Coop. We already knew it was Phillip Jeffries, or the guy who goes by the name Phillip Jeffries, so this wasn't new, but he does mention that because he wanted it done because he has something inside of him, which is obviously Bob, but the look on Evil Coop's face didn't tell me whether Bob is still there or not. This has been kind of an open question since the beginning of episode 8, so we didn't really find out for sure. We did find out last he's heard that Phillip Jeffries was at the Dutchman's, and before he can finish his sentence, he gets shot in the head. As this is all going on, the next big moment was Richard Horne showing up at the farm. Nobody really seems to think he looks out of place, but we don't get any more explanation of that. It's interesting to note that he's on hand to watch on the giant TV screen with the rest of them, Evil Coop shooting Ray. Because Ray had the Owl Cave ring on his left-hand ring finger, he ends up in the waiting room after he's killed. And all we see there is the ring being put back onto the table. The next big moment was the prints. They came back. The information that they had attached to them was correct, but hilariously, the Fuscos think it's a big mistake because it's so unbelievable. So they ball it up and bet $1 whether he can throw it in the trash bin. And in case you forgot, he won the bet. He was able to pitch it. So all of that buildup we had about those prints seems to be on the back burner at this point. The next big moment was Tony showing up at the police station. He goes outside and talks to one of these dirty cops that we figure is the one that's involved with Duncan, Todd, and the insurance scams. He says he needs some poison. Get a quick shot of Hutch and Chantel driving. They're in Utah, which I guess means they're going towards Las Vegas. And the big moment here was Chantel saying that Mormons don't drink liquor, don't drink coffee, don't even drink soda, or have sex before they get married. Hutch adds that he heard that they can get married to 6 to 10 wives after the fact, which Chantel responds that she can't believe there isn't more of them then, and she says it must be the drinks. The next big moment is the cherry pie, the poison, the dandruff, and the coffee. So Anthony gets his poison. He offers to buy Dougie a cup of coffee. Out of his eye, Dougie Coop sees some cherry pie, so he wanders off. When he comes back, he notices dandruff on the back of Tony's jacket, which causes him to pause. And this is enough time for Anthony to completely break down and decide not to go through with his murder. Cherry pie figures into the next moment right away as well. Shelley gets a call from Becky, who says that Steven's been gone for 2 nights. She's really upset. But then Shelley says, why don't you come on down here and I'll fix you up a really nice piece of pie with a scoop of vanilla ice cream and lots of whipped cream. And that's enough to make Becky feel better, and she heads over that way. The next moment after that was seeing Big Ed for the first time. Bobby had come into the Double R for dinner, and we see that Big Ed's there talking to Norma. He makes sure to tell Bobby there's nothing going on. And then the next big moment was Dr. Jacoby seeing the golden shovel hanging in Nadine's window, stopping, and then them having a very sweet moment there. It was a little bit awkward. If you remember, Nadine was one of his patients a long time ago. But he brings up this story about seeing her in the supermarket, trying to find a potato on the floor. They seem to be very mesmerized by each other's presence. And then we go over for a really bizarre scene at Sarah Palmer's. And I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what was going on here. I know that she was drinking and smoking cigarettes. And on the TV, there was a loop of a fight scene. It's an old boxing match, and it just kept looping. Going to have to look at that a lot closer for the recap and review. Then the next big moment was the Audrey scene, and this is the exact same thing. There seems to be something other than what we think going on with Audrey. There's a lot of theories out there. I don't know which is the best fit, really. But if we had suspicion in her first appearance, this is definitely fuel for the fire of things are not what they seem with Audrey Horne. Then the next big moment was James playing Only You at the Roadhouse. Like, this has been an ongoing joke since this season started, that as soon as people saw the Roadhouse and that there were musical numbers, the big running joke has been that James would close out an episode playing this song, and it did actually happen. Now, there's a girl, she's weeping in the audience as she watches. But beyond that, I don't really know what to say about this, except for it was just a perfect callback. Like, if people are complaining this isn't Twin Peaksy enough, there you go. That's straight from the original run right there. Then the final big moment is another scene that needs some serious observation. We see Big Ed at his gas farm, and he closes out the episode. It's a rolling credit scene. We haven't seen that. He basically sits there. He's looking out the window. It appears that things may be looping there too, but like I said, I'm going to have to look at this a lot closer. He catches something on fire, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I mean, it was great to see Evil Coop come back. He's in Montana. Montana is between South Dakota and Washington State. It's on the way. The farm was a really bizarre place that I can't really explain. The coordinates, not really sure why Ray had them written down or why he would hand them over. Seems like the way to stay alive would be to lead him to the coordinates, but I guess technically that would be a pretty hard thing to do. But yeah, we got a bit of everything in this episode, so I really enjoyed it. The mystery at the end is gonna keep the wheels turning all week long, I think, because Sarah, Audrey, and Big Ed are all pretty mysterious scenes there. Another thing to keep in mind that could be important is that it was nighttime in Twin Peaks, so another day has passed. The countdown to Jackrabbit's Palace is on. Didn't see any Gordon or Albert in this episode, so hopefully we'll catch up with them in the next one. So yeah, I'll be doing the recap tomorrow. Sorry I didn't get my 10 things video out. I didn't get any videos out yesterday. I wasn't feeling well. And there's really not much to do except just try to get back on the schedule this week. So please give this video a like if you liked it. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. Make sure you turn on notifications so you'll know when I upload new videos. We're getting into the home stretch, guys. I'm pretty excited, so can't wait to hear what you have to say in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.